Hey folks, Dennis Foster here, Focus Outdoors TV. Join us for this episode as we head up north to Lake of the Woods, specifically at Rivers Bend Resort, right on the Rainy River just before it dumps into the massive body of water that Lake of the Woods is. Over 1 million acres, 15,000 islands, absolutely beautiful country. Had the good fortune of being up there early last fall for an AGLOW conference, which is the Association of Great Lakes Outdoor Riders, a media event, which was hosted by Rivers Bend. Owners Paul and Brandy Johnson had an absolutely great time, fell in love with the hospitality, the area, all the people around there, just everything about it is great. The lodging, the food is unbelievable. The hospitality, once again, is to die for there. With that, we planned our trip to get up there on the ice. We're up there late February. Conditions a little tough on the bite. The fish are a little bit sluggish, but the beauty of it is there's a doggone many fish up there. It really didn't matter. We got our fish easily. A lot of saugers mixed in with a few walleyes, but the saugers are real cool. You'll see that on the footage yourself there. They're just a beautiful fish. They're a little more muscular, cousin of the walleye. They put up a little more fight. With that, we did those in what they call day houses, and they've got 25 of those, I believe. They've got 5 sleeper houses where you can spend the night. But the real beauty of that is it's literally plowed roads right out to these beautiful houses. The heat's running, the minnows are sitting there, everything you could ever want. You'll notice we're fishing in long sleeve shirts, jeans, and just normal street shoes. That's basically all you're going to need because these folks are going to take care of everything you could possibly think of. We had a great time doing that for a couple days. Then we venture off in tracked vehicles. In my case, I run a Honda Pioneer, which is a great vehicle for these cold conditions. You know the thing's going to start, you know it's going to get to you to where you want to be. And we ran up near the Canadian border looking for a little bigger fish, found a few more walleyes up there. Scenery's absolutely beautiful, the island, so forth up there. But stay tuned, check out all the action, and see if you may want to run up there yourself.
How they've been biting, they've been hitting it, or?
Yeah, they've been smacking it hard.
Puke. My goodness. Apparently Bailey wants to fight. Hey, right. We haven't had a chance to do it. I'm just discussing the fact I think we're going to step up to just a one bigger tungsten for a couple reasons. One, it'll get down quicker. We're in 27 foot of water here, and the hook gap's a little bit larger. We're having just a slight issue getting the hook into these fish. I just missed a good one, and I think that's the reason why. I'm not ready. Slow down on it. You wouldn't think they'd be doing that at a 30 foot, but my God, when they're eating it, they're eating it.
Look at that. That's a pretty fish. female. Better than night crawlers.
In his mouth.
What?
Really?
Why? Two? That's a night crawler.
Has it got,
Oh,
it's got hook holes in it?
that's
It is
alive.
alive.
It's not tore up either like it was bait.
Oh,
Where'd you guys bring these crawlers from?
I've never
seen
How many miles
either.
offshore too?
Yeah. We're 5 miles offshore. Why there's night crawlers and nobody sells night crawlers? And it's still alive. That's crazy.
Midwest Gun Dog Kennels is your full-time gun dog training facility. For over 30 years, we have customized our training to fit each individual gun dog. We know it takes a well-trained gun dog to handle wild birds. Make every hunting trip a dream trip. Let Midwest Gun Dog Kennels put excitement back into your hunt of a lifetime. Midwest Gun Dog Kennels, where experience equals excellence.
Make your next day on the water even better with Airwave Pedestal. The only air suspension system that can be custom adjusted to the weight of the rider. No unreliable springs, no oil-filled shocks to leak. Our patented design utilizes a 2-stage suspension system to smooth out the roughest ride, while limiting travel to an industry-leading 2 inches. This boating season, enjoy your time on the water to the fullest. Find out how at airwavepedestal.com.
Dakota Pheasant Guide offers the best wild pheasant hunts from the Glacial Lakes area of South Dakota west to the Missouri River. Packages available include everything from self-guided to fully guided hunts. Book your bird hunting adventure now. Fishermen, iTime Promotions is your ticket to an enjoyable and successful day on the water. Call Dennis Foster for your outdoor adventure of a lifetime.
going to show you what we're doing on the terminal end of things here. Is I fish super lines, in this case fire line, on all my rods, running 6-pound test here. Probably breaks closer to 10 or 12. But to attach the fluoro, I cannot personally tie a uniknot, so what I do is basically just run 2 loops through, and then you got this sliding loop. Then I'll take my fluoro, and in this case we're running a 10-pound fluoro leader to have a little bit stealthier, and then also I feel on the opposite side of the braid, with the braid being thin getting down, it kind of lets that bait flutter down a little bit more because it's a little thicker, stiffer line. And with that, I'm just tying an improved clinch right into that loop. Going 7 turns in this case. Once again, wetting that line down, which is key. Otherwise, you will end up with a friction heated section that will weaken the line. I'm just simply pulling them down to each other. Snugging them up. I'm just trimming off our excess tags here. And I've never had an issue with this. I know it's not by the book, so to speak, with the unit knots, but quite frankly, I cannot tie one sitting at the kitchen table, let alone out here. Appears to be a better fish, isn't it?
Yeah. It's got some weight on the end of it.
Good deal. I'm experiencing a terribly tough bite here and just slowly pecking away at him.
Yeah, that's all.
Got him wrapped up and everything. Once again, it's simple stuff, just a simple bobber and a minnow. Once again, this was just literally wiggling the treble right on the bottom there. And when they are finally committing, they are thumping it pretty darn good. Another thing I should probably allude to too is we're in 30 foot of water here. And you notice I reeled him up fairly slow because there is quite a pressure change, and that's allowing us to get these fish released. There we go.
Tullaby.
Alright. Little multi-species action here. He come right off the bottom too?
Yeah. Oh, look at how many minnows he's spitting out.
Holy cow.
1, 2, 3,
I mean, one observation here is it's slowly getting a little bit lighter. We've been terribly cloudy all day. Maybe that's the trigger here. All right, we're still struggling with some tough biting fish here, saugers and walleyes both. We're kind of throwing every little trick that I know of at them to get them going. I just tried something here that I've done in the past. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a whole minnow and I'm going to pinch his head off like you're going to use the head, typically on a jig, and only I'm saving the tail section. I've got a little HT gold tungsten jig here that'll get down, fish is compact. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slide this minnow on there, similar to like what you would a plastic on a jig. It's guts out of there, and then it's going to basically give it the profile of the minnow, but then I can control it. And you can see I'm using my finger on the top of the rod tip, and you see how it just adds that little tiny shimmy, and it's an easier package for them to suck in. Quite honestly, I think a whole minnow that we're fishing right now is a bit aggressive. The minnows get nervous and they just don't want to deal with it trying to chase them down. So I'll show you how I'm actually manipulating this. I'm not moving the rod per se with my arm. I'm gripping it like this, which I'll allude to for hook sets here in a second, but what I'm doing, I'm just putting my middle finger on top of that rod and I'm just squeezing and slightly shaking, and I'm getting those tight little movements out of it. Another reason to hold your rod like this too is you can set the hook with your wrist. It's just that quick. Work this back down a bit. Because you got, especially in these real subtle bites, it's right there. Or if you got your arm, you load up your whole arm and you do this, and a lot of times you'll miss those fish. So just little tiny things that will help you put a few more fish in the ice when it's tough. There you go.
High Point Pet Foods presents Country Creations Dog Foods, offering quality nutrition for the life of your canine companion. To fuel the fire of puppyhood into keeping the energy level high of an active young dog, optimizing the performance of the hard-charging adult, or having a quality diet for your senior canine companion. Country Creations has you covered with their quality formulas. Get in touch with High Point Pet Foods today. Midwest Gun Dog Kennels is your full-time gun dog training facility. For over 30 years, we have customized our training to fit each individual gun dog. We know it takes a well-trained gun dog to handle wild birds. Make every hunting trip a dream trip. Let Midwest Gun Dog Kennels put excitement back into your hunt of a lifetime. Midwest Gun Dog Kennels, where experience equals excellence.
Dakota Pheasant Guide offers the best wild pheasant hunts from the Glacial Lakes area of South Dakota west to the Missouri River. Packages available include everything from self-guided to fully guided hunts. Book your bird hunting adventure now. Fishermen, iTime Promotions is your ticket to an enjoyable and successful day on the water. Call Dennis Foster for your outdoor adventure of a lifetime.
All right, we're out here about 5 miles out in Lake of the Woods on our second day fishing here. We've just finally got some sun here, taking a little break. Darren stopped by, who helps Paul Johnson at a Riverbend Resort, to check on us. I got to tell you, this is full service. Literally, we come out here in light shoes, a sweatshirt, and walk into these houses. They're all heated up. All the holes are drilled. The minnows are sitting there. Tell us kind of how you guys go about coming out here, how you find the fish to put us on them. Because I got to tell you, yesterday morning we walked in the house, put lines down, instantly had fish.
Well, this year we kind of just slowly migrated from Vine Island out. It's been a mild winter, so we haven't had to move too far too fast. Maintained on decent numbers of sauger and a mixture of walleyes. Better days with low pressure. Obviously, it's some wind helps. We get some better fishing when the wind's blowing. Today, it kind of a calm day, but still able to get a lot of fish in the pail and good eating fish. A few big ones here and there. We've had 26-incher cod today in another one of our houses.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Okay.
28-incher yesterday, and you know, it's getting to be later in the season, so I think the fish are coming back down, kind of migrating towards the river here, and it's seemed to be pretty steady action.
So you'd probably go from here and migrate in towards the river
We
as
might.
the season wears on?
We're kind of starting to idle here, and maybe start turning around and heading back in a little.
Okay, and you mentioned big fish. We did see one on the camera here an hour or so ago, so there are a few of them milling about here.
Yep. There's been pretty much every day we have someone or multiple people catch a few big ones throughout the day, so
Okay, perfect.
chances of getting a big one here is pretty good.
Another thing I see too is you running around in the plow truck. You're helping maintain all these roads out here then?
Yep. We whether it snows or if it's blowing and roads get blown shut, we get right back out here and get them cleaned up and easy travel for the customers and make it as easy as we can getting around.
Right, you know, and once again, this is full service. This is just like standing on a sidewalk out here, literally. What happens once, you know, these spring fish get up in there? You know, kind of tell us the progression of how it goes on through the spring into the summer, you know, where these fish move to, how the bite is.
Well, the bite usually stays pretty strong. They like to feed on a bigger size minnow heading up, you know, going up to spawn in the river. There's a usually good river bite, you know, right at the tail end of the season, and then they go into spawn mode. Season, you know, ends, and coming right back in the spring, they're starting to migrate back onto the lake and get right back on them.
You know, something that's kind of cool that not a lot of people have had the opportunity to take advantage of is these sturgeon out there. We were in the boat with Paul, I guess it was late September of this past year, and we had one on in the boat there.
Yep. Early ice this year, we had multiple customers catching sturgeon in our houses.
Oh, is that right? How big?
Yeah, it was real good. Anywhere 40 to mid 50 inches, you know, and
So a struggle to get through the hole, probably.
oh yeah, 45 minutes probably to get them up.
Well, that being said, we're getting towards late afternoon and running into evening here. We're going to hope for another little run here and finish off our limit. I don't know, we must have 7 or 8 in the pail now, and good enough. We're going to keep at her here, and hopefully we can showcase a little more of what Lake of the Woods has to offer.
Now he's acting like he's got shoulders. Well, I don't know what we got hold of here. Not sure. Look up the struggle. There we go. That's not a bad little sauger. And once again, it's just this little tungsten in the tail half of a minnow and just barely vibrating that thing to get them to go. They've been sluggish, but we're going to end up with a nice little batch of fish and a nice meal out of this before she's all said and done. These saugers are just, they're a treat to me. We don't get a lot of them at home in South Dakota, and they're just pretty.
I don't know if it's terribly big, but it's a fish. Hey, buddy. Another sauger. Once again, just doing this real subtle stuff with half a minnow on there. Looking at him, he's also had a run-in with a pike as well.
Going on the dinner plate?
I don't think so. He's kind of a wheel guy. But by God, that's another one we've seen. That's a whole minnow. I was just using the back half. They're spitting up minnows as we're catching them.
I had 4 come out of that last one's mouth.
If you can zoom in on it. Yep, I don't know if you can see it on his side. A pike had a hold of him. Some commentary I'd like to add with the options at Rivers Bend Resort is you can do anything from do-it-yourself type options all the way up to everything is taken care of you. That's an option we chose, using the sleeper houses, taking the lodging, the meal plan, which includes they will literally bring the food out to you on the ice. The guides are constantly checking on you to make sure that you're on fish. Should you not be catching fish at an acceptable rate, the guides are bouncing around, fishing a few houses, checking different areas out during the course of the day, so they'll quickly shuttle you back over to where some fish are biting, so you're always going to be on fish. And one thing that I really like to introduce new people to the sport is the fact that if you don't have your own equipment, they will certainly provide it. You know, the rods, obviously the bait, the lure, so forth. The electronics, so you can see what the fish are doing, how they're responding to your lures. Another thing to add to that too is they'll offer you every bit of knowledge and every tip that they have to get the jigging strokes down, the proper use of the lures, the bait, so forth, to make sure that when the fish come through that you're going to get the fish. So with that being said, it's an excellent place to introduce new people to ice fishing, whether they be youth, ladies, whatever the case may be. They're going to have you set up, you're going to catch fish, you're going to be completely comfortable, and you're going to have a great time in the process. One of the key aspects that I really like that kind of just seals the deal on the whole experience is when you do get off the ice, they'll take care of your fish as far as cleaning them all up. They'll cook them up for you in the restaurant there. If you want to eat off the menu, you certainly can. They have an extensive menu with some absolutely great food. That really just caps a day. Is coming in, having a nice meal, having a cocktail or two. The camaraderie is excellent with the other fishermen. The staff are friendly. So it's definitely a place that you're going to want to check out if you're looking to get into some really low pressure, hands off, so to speak, ice fishing.